Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Company of Crime. It's important to stress that what you're looking at here is a preview build, so everything that you're about to see is subject to change. So this is a cops versus robbers game with XCOM tactical combat. For those of you that don't know XCOM or have never played it, you've got this grid-like map, and you move units around. You've got so many action points per unit. You can shoot, you can melee, you can perform special abilities, units level up over time, and you can pick skills for all of them. Anyway, so in this game you can choose, do you want to be the cops or do you want to be the robbers? And if you don't like the one, you can start a new playthrough and it won't affect the other one, which is nice. But to be honest with you, they play roughly the same. They've got the same interface, but just not the same missions, if that makes any sense. So what do the robbers do? Well, as the robbers, you start off in the city, but only in one little district, and you're going to be performing missions that wreak havoc on the city. You're going to try and get fear and reputation or influence and money, and you're going to be shaking down these businesses and extorting them and various things to try and raise your income. But as you perform these actions, it raises your heat level, and the cops start, coming after you. Now, some of the missions might entail going to an owner's establishment and beating them up because you want to raise your fear level. Raising your fear level is good because that will give you a chance to automatically perform various missions without you having to jump into the tactical combat. Because these tactical combat scenarios take anywhere from like 10 to 30 minutes a pop, and sometimes it overstays its welcome. It's very repetitive after a while. So by raising your fear level, you can automatically get these missions done, but there's still a chance that the owner will resist you, in which case you'll have to pick a team, go in there, tactical combat, and for the most part beat up the boss of the establishment and anyone else, and then get out of there before the cops show up. And if you happen to pick up some evidence or some other items along the way that benefit your team, then great. But that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be like shaking them down, saying, "Hey, we'll protect your business, but you have to pay us a fee." So there's that typical stuff. And then over time, you'll be able to extort them and actually own the business. So it's kind of like Omerta City of Gangsters in that sense, where you can actually own businesses and you can upgrade them to be better. I like that aspect of it. I really do. I like the idea of owning businesses and leveling them up. Like, I'm all about the economical side of stuff like this. What I'm not so crazy about is the repeated XCOM tactical combat over and over and over again. It just overstays its welcome, and a lot of it is fist fighting. At least in the beginning. You'll eventually get guns, but in the very beginning, it's just fists. You can eventually get this black market area where you can buy hammers and pistols, air guns, and other things, and then as you progress through the game, other weapons. But as the robbers, you're going to be performing various missions at various places. There is this rival gang that will show up every now and again and give you a hard time. You'll have to deal with them. And then once you're done in one district, you'll move on to the next district. And you'll have to manage multiple districts at the same time. I play the robbers for about an hour. And that's where I'm at, second district. And I'm making, I think, so much money a month. I've got 4 or 5 gang members. The gang members have different classes, and as they level up, like in XCOM, you can choose one of 2 skills, and you'll go down a tree of sorts. As the cops, it's the same interface, only just a different theme. Instead of performing missions directly, you react to them. But what you can do is you've got like 10 of these sergeants or officers or something, and then you can assign them to various sections of a district. Like the district is broken up into areas. You can assign patrol, two cops to patrol up here and 2 cops to patrol over here. Look for informants down here and so on. And then just pass time. And if something happens, like, someone called in, reported a robbery, or someone's being shaken down, go respond to it. That's when you assemble an actual team of named people. Just like in the robbers side of it, you've got these named people that level up, and it's weird because they even have the same set of skills. Like the robbers, as you level them up, you'll see skills like this person can now use 3 bandages instead of 1. Or you get this Nutcracker ability, which stuns your target. Or throw an enemy against the wall for extra damage. The cop people have roughly the same skill set. So you'll see a lot of repeat skills if you're playing both factions, which is kind of silly. But you really don't have to buy any of the weapons like you do with the robbers. The cops automatically have this stuff. You can equip weapons right out of the gates. Using them, however, will start a gunfight, so you may not want to use your guns. You can arrest the robbers during the engagement. You can do various things, but for the most part, it's very XCOM-y. What's cool about both is that you can actually choose, you want to go through the front door, back door. Here's a quick look at the building. So, maybe 2 might come in through this entrance and 2 might come through this entrance. Sometimes you won't have a choice and you'll just have to go through whatever entrance it gives you. And in the beginning, a lot of the buildings seem to repeat themselves. So you'll say, oh, here's this map again. You know what I mean? So, it's not bad. It's just, I like the economic side of it. And as the police, you're not earning money so as much as you're earning... Well, your goal really is to gain enough evidence against these gangs in order to put them away. And you do that by performing missions. Again, you'll be patrolling streets, investigating crime scenes and other things in order to make that happen. So in the 2 hours that I've played it, a lot of it was spent in the XCOM side of it. And I could do without it. I wish there was a way to just automatically resolve it so I can concentrate on the bigger picture. But it's not bad for what it is. I just want to warn you, however, that the language in this game is, I think, unnecessary. It's very vulgar. So if kids probably shouldn't be playing this anyway, just because there's, 1960s, gangsters and, guns and fists and crime and extortion and all this stuff. But there's also a lot of dialogue, people swearing up storms, insults that are just very nasty. So definitely not for kids, just so you know. I like the heat mechanics. I like the idea of as you do, as the robbers, if you're continuously doing things like shooting people or using weapons, you'll blow your cover and you'll end up getting, arrested and all that. And making the game more difficult. So I like that. But again, as the robbers, you can own businesses that will lower heat, that will earn you money, reputation, influence, all that jazz. So I like the economic side of it. I'm just not crazy about the XCOM side of it. I just wish there was a way to automatically skip that. 75% chance to succeed in the mission, 85% chance to succeed in the mission, and so on. But it's not bad for what it is. I would need to play a lot more to actually review it. But as an overview or as a first impressions, I will say it's interesting. But I think XCOM does the tactical combat better than this game does. Just based on what I've seen. And the controls are a little wonky. One of the biggest issues that I had with the XCOM combat was when you click to confirm an action, there's a hit button that you can click. But when you click it, sometimes you'll move your character to a different spot and then he'll try and hit it from there. And there's an automatic overwatch in this game where if a character passes by these areas of, I think it's influence or something like that, they'll automatically get hit. So sometimes you'll accidentally move your character when you don't mean to, or attack a target you didn't mean to, because the UI and, just everything just isn't as clear-cut and as smooth as it could be. So I've done a lot of misclicking during this tactical combat that has, kind of screwed me over, caused me to restart. But, so I could do without the XCOM stuff. I would definitely play it. If the game had some way to get past that and then focus on the economic side of it, own businesses, or as the cops try and track these criminals down, I would totally play it a lot more. Just my 2 cents. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.